It's almost 5:10. I think I'm like a minute or two early. We'll see how long this live stream lasts. I mentioned earlier today in the afternoon live stream that I wasn't feeling great. I'm feeling better, but not 100% yet. Let's see, I'm going to bring up my desktop. We're going to chat for a bit. We're going to see what happens. See if anyone shows up. I mentioned before, the weekends are always, you just never know. People are out and about and have better things to do than sit around and listen to me talk. Not that there's anything the matter with listening to me talk, but there's definitely better things to do. I had a little bit of an interesting, we had an interesting conversation with, let's see, Reaper's here. Reaper says first. Our friend William, who is experiencing some trouble in his life. Never has gone into detail. He's talked a little bit about how he's feeling, but not why. You really don't need to know. And it had me thinking, because we were talking about judgment. Can you go in a day without any judgment? And of course you can, because the promise is that you can go the rest of your life without judgment. Or you can go the rest of your life forgiving yourself for the judgments that we make. And it frees up so much space in the mind, so much space in the heart, gives us so much energy. We don't realize how we're careening through life, judgment after judgment after judgment. This person is right, that person is wrong, this person is good, that person is bad. When in the absence of thought, everything simply is. Reaper says, hello, Eric. I'm good, Reaper. How are you? What's going on this weekend? Are you doing your show tune Sunday? Or is it going to be suspended for a week? You're doing something with Jacob and Leah, right? Laradox is here. Laradox is hi. It's going to be suspended. Waiting for Reaper's waiting for his wife. So this is it. This is going to be it for Leo and Jacob. And they got the Reaper guiding them through. Looking forward to that. Laradox, my friend, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. Just going to drop a few links as we're going, as we're talking. Hey, Reaper, 883 subscribers. Great job. Let's drop Laradox's link. So at least they're here at the beginning of our conversation. William's here. William, how are you? How's Arizona? Hey, William, you mentioned that you, a couple years ago, had thought about buying some property in Mount Airy. What had you consider leaving Arizona? I heard you say originally you're from Arizona. Reaper says, or you're New York. I'm sorry, you're not originally from Arizona. Reaper says he hadn't checked. Well deserved. Well deserved. William says, let's go burpees and hot as hell. Yeah, I bet. We had a cooler day today. Actually, it only got up to like 79 degrees. And now it's going to start heating up again. Tomorrow in the 80s. Sunday in the 90s. And by Monday or Tuesday, it's going to start hitting 100 again. Man, this has been a brutal summer all across the country. Reaper says it's very freaking hot. Our friend Timo is here. Optimob, how are you? I saw you over at Tokyo Gold King 420 gaming channel. He's a good friend. Him and Smitty. I watched your backwards backs video. Hey, Only Driver City is here. It says, greeting from Poland, Warsaw. I believe you might be our first friend from Poland. Welcome, my friend. I appreciate you being here. William says, cooler here too, at 110. Hey, William, let me ask you a question. Do you feel a difference between 117 and 110, or is hot just hot? When it gets 110, does it matter if it's 117? Reaper says 110. What? Hey, it's cooler, Reaper. He was 117 the other day. Optimop says that's nice. Burpee says, Jesus Williams. Yeah, that's hot. How are you not looking like toast? And not only that, Williams is a police officer. So he's wearing body armor. He's wearing all of his gear. Hey, do they allow you to wear shorts? Williams says, nope, depends on humidity. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know if I've ever seen it. I've seen police officers on bikes who are wearing shorts. Reba says, go tan, Williams. All you need is 20 seconds. Yeah. Jacob's here. Jacob, my friend, how are you? Jacob put in some big work today. Greetings and blessings to you all. Hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Big salute to you all. Thank you for that. Eric Lapointe is here. Eric Lapointe, who might actually officially be the live stream king. Eric Lapointe and a tractor. And he brought it today. What a great live stream, Eric. I was in and out throughout the day, but I really enjoyed it. Reaper, Jacob, and Leo said so. My brother Yogi are going to put in some big reps on Sunday. Optimov says, William Downey loves rap music and hip-hop. He told me. And Van Halen. I saw a comment William made on your, was it a premiere? And you see the beautiful hills of Switzerland, beautiful sky lighting up, and William leaves a comment, man, that's a perfect place. That's a perfect place to blast Van Halen. That literally had me laughing out loud, William. Burpee Reaper says, Williams in shorts, you don't want to see that. Even worse would be getting arrested by a police officer wearing shorts. I don't know why that would bother me, but I think it would. Jacob says, hey brother, Burpee Reaper. Timo says hi to everyone. William Downey says, yes, but I don't wear them. Man, I bet you your body armor and all that other stuff, it's got to feel like it's 120 all the time when you're wearing all that. Let's see, Eric Point says, thanks Yogi, but you're the king of live stream. I don't know about that. I don't think I could do live stream from a tractor. I don't think I could do live stream from a tractor and be as engaging and be able to have a coherent conversation. Optimob says Van Halen matches perfect to elf horns. I could hear that. Classic Van Halen, the real Van Halen. Eric Floyd says, I saw that on Timo's Live. Yeah, it was funny. Like I said, William, that literally had me laughing out loud. William says, especially short shorts. Yeah, exactly. I think I would actually plead with a police officer. I don't mind you arresting me. Just put on a pair of long pants. Reaper says, it would have taken out all these Christmas trees on a live. Yeah, that's what I would be afraid of. Jacob says, yes, sir, brother, Mr. Yogi. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. Hey, you're in good hands because you got the Reaper leading you through. He's been down this road. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to pace. He knows how to keep calm. And as he always says, not about time. So you guys are just getting the reps in. When you need to rest, you take a break. And you're gonna be having so much fun with Reaper and Leo. It's just gonna fly by. Reaper says, appreciate that, Eric. Let's see, Jacob says, get Brother Eric to 2K, Mr. 2K. Where is Eric LaPointe? I think I saw he was at 114 last time. 117. Every time I look, it's getting higher and higher. Hey, and speaking of that, we got a goal. I don't want to forget about our goal. William Downey. 1K. By the beginning. Not at the end of the year. Not New Year's Eve. New Year's Day. 1/1/25. 579. Oh, he's got this for sure. 100%, William. Optimob says, only driver city still here? You still here, my friend? Warsaw, Poland. Very first person from Poland that we've had here. Reaper said, oh yeah. Yeah, just let him guide the pace. Thank you for dropping that, Timo. I appreciate that. 579. That's what I mean. 579, and it's July. And it's the more subs you have, the more subs you get, if that makes sense. When you're at 37, it seems like 50 is this huge number, and 100 is like way out of reach. But you get to 100 and you hit that critical mass, numbers start going. I mentioned earlier this afternoon, 100K channels, in my view, that Optimob is a 100K channel. The quality, everything is in place for it to be a 100K channel. UK Medic is a 100K channel. I think that the Jay Jordan is a 100K channel. I think Destiny is a 100K channel. These are the people that are just putting out such quality, inspiration, beauty. Leo said so is here. Eric has a sponsor. Eric LaPointe has a sponsor. Is it a tractor company? Jacob says, let's get Brother Burpee Reaper to 1K subs. Let's get Optima to 2K. 2K and then onwards to 100K. How you feeling, Leo? Leo says, what's going on, Yogi? Hey, Leo, I left you a comment because seriously, that was an awesome, awesome effort. I feel bad. You know what? If I hadn't said 250, you would be 100% stoked by what you did today. But because of that sake of comparison, the comment that I left was, let's say for just a minute, you forgot how to count. You didn't know what a number was. How would you feel about that effort that you put in today? Let's see. Bill Hole? Bill Holy? What's that? Jacob says, this got our brother William to 600K subscribers, or 600, sorry, subscribers. 600K is not bad either. Eric Point says, the champs is here. All of them. Billy Hal? Bill Hal. Leo, we were talking about the big day on Sunday. Reaper says the one. Leo, what's up, brother? Leo said he almost died. That's what I mean. It's all about the effort, not about the number. The fact that you felt that way and you kept going. I saw you drop your head a few times. I could tell that, man, it was hitting you hard, but you did another rep, and then you did another rep. So, man, that was huge. 228 like that is absolutely amazing. Jacob says, let's get our brother Leo to 400 subscribers. Awesome, guys. Leo said, I saw that comment, brother. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, you know what? And I'm saying that from somebody who was there myself today. You know what I mean? I've gotten, nasal breathing wise, I've gotten 230 something. But as I said at the beginning of my video, you always perform with the body that you have today. That's what they teach you in Bikram yoga. They say it every class. Do your yoga with the body you have today. Might not be the same as the body you had yesterday. So how do you compare numbers? So I could have been disappointed, 209, but man, I felt that effort. Jacob says, let's get our brother Mr. Yogi to 6K subscribers. That would be awesome, guys. Reaper says, plumbing, heating, and air, Bill Howe sponsor for Yogi. How's that work? Don't I have to know Bill Howe? Do I have to mention his name? Do I have to use his services? I'm all for that. I wouldn't mind a sponsor. Eric Point says Yogi, aka 6K. So I was talking about, the 100K channels, and I said, I think I'm a 10K. I think I'm a 10K channel. That's my upper limits. I don't like really setting limits. You never know. But I don't edit anything. I don't put anything with all the detail that those eventual 100K channels do. I'm literally, my title of my channel says everything. I'm just a yogi, sitting in a chair, shooting the breeze. Our friend Smitty is here. Smitty says, thank you for stopping in. I'm still on, but came by to say, One love and thank you. You're welcome, my friend. I actually still have you up. Tokyo, too. I know Eric Lapointe is subscribed. I saw him over at Smitty. As well, I saw Optimob over at Tokyo. I think it was Tokyo. I'm going to drop his link. It's just fun to go hang out with those guys. Let's see. Leo says, Sunday going to be crazy. A lot of reps going down this Sunday. Thank you, Yogi. Your words sure do help, man. Because I really felt let down by myself. Man, you should feel elated with yourself. As I heard you mention, that even people who've been doing burpees for a while, regular people, I'm not talking about the immortals, like Reaper and Jacob, but it's a game changer. Let's see. Eric Lapointe gives Smitty a thumbs up. Reaper said, that's crazy, Leo. Nimadras? The only thing worse than my Spanish is my German. The only thing worse than my German is my English. You did great, bro. Who else can say what you did? I agree. Optimob says hi to Smitty. Let's see. Jacob says, let's get Smitty Deuces 187 to 3K. That's awesome. I remember when Smitty hit 1,000. Leo says, thank you, Louise. It was rough for sure, man. I'll try again one day. Man, I can't believe I used to do that stuff every day. I would alternate my 7 days a week. I would alternate my Navy SEALs with my one pumps. And then before the nasal breathing, I would alternate the 6 counts with Navy SEALs. Jacob says you did incredible, brother Leo. He certainly did. Reaper says it's a Mexican thing, Eric. Hey, it definitely drives you guys hard. Oh, Optimob says Leo give Bowser a hug, his sweet dog. You know what? It's always, you see a whole nother side of Leo. Leo's this really gentle, dog-loving person. Always has nice things to say to his pup. Puts him aside very gently. And then he goes warrior focus. Full ninja mode. And dives right in. Mr. Intensity. And then he stops and he's Mr. Cuddles. Mr. Cuddles again with his dog. It's absolutely awesome. Let's see. Leo says Smar is still going for nasal Navy SEALs. It'll be a lot better since it won't be timed. Thank you again, Yogi. Always my pleasure. What's new in the burpee world for Eric Lapointe? I'm going to have to mention to our friend Bumblebee T that some of her 3 favorite people to watch are going to be together doing something. Let's see, Eric Point says, not sure yet. Are you still on a streak? Is it still daily? Let's see. Reaper says, I think LaPointe want to join my live and go for a one pump session. That would be something to see. Eric says, yes, every day. Awesome. Reaper says, I think that's what he said. Not sure. I think I heard him say that too. I think I heard him give a firm commitment. Leo says, Mr. LaPointe said he's going to go for 500 one pumps live with Leo said so. I think I heard him say that. I think I heard him say that too. And I think it was a firm commitment. Leo says, oh snap, Reaper said the same thing. I'm pretty sure that Eric LaPointe said he was going to do 100 nasal breathing reps with Burpee in his basement. And I'm pretty sure he said it was a firm commitment. As a matter of fact, we did a virtual handshake over the deal. Jacob says, that would be awesome. I would definitely watch and support. I'm actually pretty sure I heard Eric LaPointe say he wanted to do one of Jacob's workouts too. The one that has the lunges and the squats. Maybe the jumping jacks. Eric LaPointe says, I will after trimming season. Leo said, and LaPointe is in high demand. He is in high demand. That's because everyone knows that Mr. Livestream is going to boost their channels. Reaper says, Leo, my brother, separated at birth as well. So, you know, I switched up my own burpees. It was Burpee Reaper inspired, getting in just a little bit of weights, or like for back, it's pull-ups. For chest, it's dips. But then kettlebell shoulder presses, an arm day, followed by burpees. When I hit 1,000 days of burpees in a row, which will be, I think, in a month and a half, something like that, maybe 2 months, I'm actually thinking about making a kettlebell sport comeback with light weights, because now I'd be in a Supermaster division. So I only have to get in shape to use the 16 kilograms. I was training and working out with the 24 kilograms. Right before I got into ultra running, I was going to make the jump into the 32 kilograms. But man, ultra running took away all my lifting mojo. So with that case, I would end my burpee streak at 1,000 days, pick up the kettlebells again. I'd still keep burpees in as a training modality, but it wouldn't be the main focus for now. It wouldn't be an everyday thing. But we'll see. A lot depends on how my back is still healing. Jacob says, you do great every day, Miss Yogi. Thank you for that, Jacob. I do my best. Years ago, decades ago now, I had an older friend at the YMCA that I knew since I was a kid. He was a World War II veteran. He actually, Theo said, nice full support on any motion you take, brother Yogi, sorry. You're going to get buff again. That's the plan. Although, kettlebell sport is high rep training as well, but you're using some reps. Um, yeah, his name was Don Heineke, and he finished, I believe, second in Boston Marathon, and he qualified for the Olympic Games in the marathon. He also played semi-pro baseball and almost made the pros, but he lost some fingers in an industrial accident. And that's when he turned to running, and he did great in running until he was drafted World War II, and he suffered injuries. He breathed in some gas, and it injured his lungs, and they thought it might actually he wouldn't be able to run again. But he got out of the war, and he started training again, and he, I believe, came in second again several times in the Boston Marathon. He won lots of other marathons. When he got in his 60s, he turned to triathlons and became one of the oldest people to compete in triathlons. And he did that all the way up, man, until his late 70s. And then he took up long distance swimming because he couldn't do the running. He was hit by a bike and he couldn't run anymore. So he took up long distance swimming. And he hurt himself on the leg press machine and had to quit swimming competitively, but he still showed up and used the paddleboard. In his 90s, he got Alzheimer's, but he still showed up at the gym every day. It was almost like as his mind was slipping, his body knew exactly what he needed to do. And it was absolutely amazing to see him every day. And just that, the fact that his body was still committed. And I think about that every so often, and I think that's how committed I want my body to be. That I would lay in bed and say, you know what? I don't want to do burpees today. I'm going to roll over. I'm going to go back to sleep. And the next thing I know is I'm on the burpee mat, and I'm like, what happened? How did I get here? Because my body says, you do burpees every day at this day. And it just shows up. I think when you get everything so ingrained, it's like with meditation, because I've been meditating so long. When I sit on my cushion, I start to meditate. I don't have to say I get ready to meditate. I think we can do the same thing with our bodies. I think probably Reaper's already there. I think when it comes in January, his body knows it's time to get in shape again. Everything starts changing. Jacob says, you're incredible, brother, Mr. Yogi. Thank you for that, Jacob. Much appreciated. Of course, it'll always be, no matter what I do, it's going to have to always be just Yogi doing burpees. I guess I could change it to just Yogi doing kettlebells in his basement. That doesn't sound too bad. Leo says, any vices, Yogi? Guilty pleasures? Nothing I ever feel guilty about. Man. You know what? The things I love to do are my vices. I guess you could say the 1 cup of coffee I have a day, every morning. That's about it. I have you ever seen the Belvita bars? They're the oat bars. They come 4 in a packet. I have one of those. But other than that, my diet is 100% clean. And it's not like I tried to eliminate anything. It's not like I said, I'm going to make my diet this way. Everything just naturally fell into place to be the way it is. And I enjoy it. I eat the same thing every day. I mentioned that before, and people are like, man, how can you eat the same thing every day? I don't know. I don't know how I can eat the same thing every day, but I do. And every day I look forward to it. Every day I look forward to an apple. I look forward to a banana. It's um, let's see. So food wise, what exactly would be your ideal meal? Uh, what I eat every day. So I don't eat breakfast right away. I used to fast for 18 to 22 hours, but um, I had some issues that I needed to address, and I had to change my eating habits around. So now 15 hours a day is about what I fast. I wouldn't mind getting it to 16 if possible, and maybe I will be able to. Um, so I'm up, I do my breath work, I meditate, I go downstairs, I do my yoga, um, I make a cup of coffee, I come upstairs and I write. When I'm done writing, I do a short little live stream, and then I go out for a walk right when the sun's coming up or right before the sun's coming up, depending on the time of year. When I come back, that's when I have my first meal, and it is a bowl of oatmeal with a little bit of flaxseed and some walnuts, little bit of all natural preserves, um, usually like a berry preserve, sometimes apricot, or as Mocha would say, apricot, because it does not have apes in it. But that's Mocha. um, she uses fancy words. 2 bananas, chopped up date, and a little bit of cinnamon and blueberries. So my 2 biggest meals are early in the day, because then after that, take care of some stuff, some business-wise stuff, and I get ready. I do my workout. I used to love working out fasted, and I prefer it that way, but schedule-wise, it doesn't work. Medic says blah, blah, blah. I agree. Just a Yogi talking in his office. And my big meal is not soon after my second walk for the day. Late afternoon, late morning, early afternoon. And it is lentils, rice, or quinoa, or barley, and a chopped potato, more bananas, another apple. And that's it. Those are my typical foods that I eat. A lot of greens, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. Leo says, Yogi, you're an absolute specimen. Specimen of a very, very weird person, which I'm okay with. I've worked hard for my weirdness. Or I should say that I've naturally surrendered to my weirdness. Leo says, thank you for sharing that, this brother. First time I hear your daily discipline on display. Oh, you're welcome. At this point, though, it doesn't even feel like discipline anymore. It feels completely natural and spontaneous. And that's what I meant about my older friend whose body just kept showing up at the gym. When sooner or later, when you keep doing the things that you love to do, it becomes so ingrained, you just can't imagine life not doing it anymore. I mean, it's literally beyond imagination. You know, I seriously got committed working out when I was about 11, 12 years old. And I just can't imagine not doing it. Hey, I saw that, Medic. Medic says, it's official. I'm a YouTube legend. Have reached 450,000 views. Awesome. Congrats. Jacob says, get our brother UK Medic to 6K subscribers. Optimov says 450,000 views. Did you put some yoga pants on and do some flexy stuff in front of a camera? Man, I think that would double. I think we were talking about, I don't know, we'd be in the millions. Eric the Point very kindly drops the link for our friend Jacob. Thank you, Eric. NY Deb says, UK, I'm not bowing to you though. Make sure you say living legend. He could add that to his title, the living legend UK medic. Medic says, no Timo, I did a topless stream, flashing my boobs. Moobs, sorry. Well, so far that hasn't worked for me. Timo says, good idea. We should do a co-stream, flashing together our parade body. New York Deb says, we went into the gutter as I got here. Medic says that might have been a typo. It might have said legend, not legend. Jacob says, back to you, Brother LaPointe. 2K subscribers. I have a feeling it's going to happen shortly. There's no end in sight for Eric LaPointe. I've always heard that a man on a tractor has a very large audience. And now we know for sure. Hey, Eric, when you get up in the morning, are you like right at work or do you have to commute? Yeah, it's funny, Leo, because you're mentioning discipline, and I hear that a lot. I always hear people say, man, you have a very disciplined life. It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't feel disciplined. It feels very joyful, very spontaneous. It's almost like I'm at the spot I need to be at, and I get to do the wonderful thing that I love to do. The other point says he has to drive 15 minutes. Oh, it's a nice little short commute. Nice. Jacob says, let's get NY Debs to 300 plus subscribers. Awesome, Jacob. NY Debs, how are you? I see that she is at 254. So 300, right around the corner. NY Deb says, I'm mostly a keto girl, and we grow our own veggies. Nice. Didn't get much sleep, but had a nap, so better now. Naps make all the difference in the world. Hey, NY Debs, have you ever tried Yoga Nidra? Yoga Nidra is also known as yogic sleep, and you're guided. They got some great Yoga Nidra guides on YouTube. You're guided into that state in between full sleep and full wakefulness. You know, when we're like falling asleep and we sort of catch ourselves in that almost magical position in between the two. and everything just feels so right. But this time you're purposely guided there, and then you're given relaxing and healing suggestions when you're in that state. They say that an hour of yoga nidra is equivalent to 4 hours of regular sleep. Um, I try to do anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes on a daily basis when I'm able to. Let's see. Tima says, you know what happened to me? I have on the left, uh, let's see. You know what happened to me? I have on the left side one leg left. I'm missing that reference. Medic says, well, my nickname is Tripod. Man, I'm not even going to touch that one, literally. And why Deb says, I'm disabled, so slow stretch is what I am trying. I listen to Michael Seald's sleep hypnosis. We'll look up the yoga. Yep, all you got to do is lay down. You don't have to concentrate, no effort, and someone guides you all through there. Michael Sealy, I'm not familiar with him. I'll have to look him up. Medic says, did forget to zip up, and someone pointed it out, and I said, no problem. There's nothing in there big enough to fall out. Sometimes it's better for me not to say anything. I'm going to take my little herbal sleep pill. Our friend Laradox is back. Laradox, how are you? Laradox, how you feeling? Better? This is the link for Laradox's channel. Jacob says, hey to brother Laradox. Medic says, hi to Laradox. Let's see. NY Deb says, I do a lot of lucid dreaming. Had brain aneurysm surgery in April. So that changed my life. It was rough for a while. Red light therapy rocks. I thought about red light therapy. Adding that into the mix. Yeah, I remember you mentioning about your aneurysm surgery. NY Debs, how does that work? Does that mean you had an aneurysm and they had surgery to repair it, or that it was to keep from having an aneurysm? Timo says hi to Laradox. Laradox says he's trying to get to 530 subs, so appreciate any help. Jacob says, hey, why not go for 600, Laradox? And drops your link very kindly. Thank you for that, Jacob. Hey, Laradox, I remember you said that was your goal, your next goal. So, Laradox, I keep mentioning this. And it's, obviously just a suggestion. What you do with your channel is entirely up to you. But, man, I'd love for you to make it your own faith-based channel. So you can preach your message to everyone. Then NY Deb says, yes, they put in a coil and 2 cents to prevent rupture. It was a big one. Lots of symptoms. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you are recovering. Laradox says, guys, I have a goal, 600 subs. Laradox says, Yogi, I'm probably going to start doing that. To me, it seems like you're calling. Seems like you were what you were meant to do. I would urge you, though, to be open-minded to all faiths. But again, just a suggestion. Our friend Wolf is here. Wolf, how are you? How are you and how's Barb? Medic says, I can't understand why my latest video has 199 views and only 19 likes. What is the matter with people? You know, Medic, I think it's just forgetfulness. People don't remember to hit the like button. Everyone's saying hi to Wolf. Let's see. Yep, like Timo says, I see sometimes videos with 22K views and 300 likes. I'm just glad they got rid of the letting us know about the dislike button. They did that before I started doing stuff. Medic says, I'm going to put up on my video, if you're not going to like or comment, you can F off. We'll definitely get people's attention. Wolf says, I'm good. Cooking Goldie's favorite. What is Goldie's? Oh, pizza. Jacob says, let's get our brother Wolf to 400 subscribers. Yep, Wolf says pizza. Goldie's putting in some big shifts the past few days, 12-hour shifts. NY Deb says, yeah, pretty lucky to be alive. I had a friend who had two, and they were doing nothing for her. We had a great docs up here. I guess in Indiana, not so much. I wonder why. I wonder what the difference would be. Well, I'm glad that you had good doctors. I'm sorry for your friend. So, hey, Debs, how did that affect you life-wise? Do you feel like you're given a new lease? Inspired in any like particular way, faith-wise, emotional-wise, spirituality-wise? Wolf says, kind of homemade. I think I mentioned before, you take like a frozen pizza and you add your own stuff to it. Wolf says, yes, awesome. You ever put shrimp on pizza before? I got our friend Burpee Reaper all upset once, mentioning putting salmon on pizza, and he's like, fish on pizza? No way. Shrimp on pizza is pretty good. Salmon on pizza was pretty good. I got to tell you, I think you can get away with putting almost anything on pizza, and it's going to be pretty good. I never had this, but I saw it on the menu. Scrambled eggs on pizza. Let's see. Wolf says Barbara likes ham. I like bacon, then lots of cheese. I used to like both ham and bacon on pizza as well. Of course, scrambled eggs. Why do I get a feeling somewhere way across the country, all the way in southern Arizona, William Downey's head just popped up. And he's like, did Yogi just say scrambled eggs? Let's see. Deb says, yes, no more headaches, no more facial swelling, heightened intuition, no more panic attacks. My face would swell every time I'd lay down. It's a miracle how much difference it made. Awesome. Happy to hear that. I went through, man, it was almost a 2-year stretch of anxiety and panic attacks. And then suffering what felt like imposter syndrome, which just heightened my low-level depression all the more. Not a fun 2 years. And one of those years, year and a half, I was a critical caregiver for my father. And it was during COVID. And I lost my business. It was not what could be viewed a fun time. However, you think you have a deep practice. You think that you're committed to your yoga and your breath work and meditation and other stuff. It gets even deeper when you're faced with things like that. In a way, it all serves as something. Not to mention, teaches us how to surrender. That, you got to realize everything's allowed. A lot of times we don't want to hear that. What do you mean it's allowed? You're saying that, depression's allowed. You're saying that panic attacks are allowed. It has to be. By virtue of its appearance, it's already allowed. So the Buddha would say it's our refusal to accept that it's happening. It's a refusal to accept that it's allowed that causes our suffering. Not the thing itself. The thing itself just sucks. But that doesn't mean we have to suffer because it sucks. There's a difference between that type of physical suffering and our psychological suffering. Optimob says, you now have an extra like and a comment. You will easily find that for me. That's a very nice gesture, Optimob. Wolf says, you're probably right, Yogi. Deb says, I had panic attacks. I've had panic attacks since 23, so at 62, it's a miracle. I took care of both parents before they passed. Died 7 months apart in 2009. I was 48. Oh, I can feel you on that, my friend. I was a caregiver with my father for my mom's long decline, 10-year decline with Alzheimer's. Man, if you ever have the opportunity, and it is an opportunity because now you get a chance to repay someone who, no matter what your relationship might have been with, they're responsible for giving you life. Everything changed for me with becoming a caregiver for my mom. And helping my dad, of course. And then for a long time, I was my dad's caregiver, but he was in good shape until the very end, and then I became a critical caregiver. Our friend Ivy is here. Ivy, how are you? I had Ivy up this morning. I have Ivy up almost every morning. So for me, I made a commitment to helping Ivy and some other people. And it's not much. You show up, you play some videos. It's nice. Sometimes I'll just have a window up and I'll let the live stream go all the way through. It's a little enough thing to do. Let's see. Wolf says, we always learn how devoted we are to something in difficult times. Exactly. Perfectly said, Wolf. It was definitely devotion to, that's a better word too. I'm glad you said that, Wolf, because we were talking about discipline above. I'm not the most disciplined person, but I am a most devoted person. I'm devoted to my practices because of the joy that they bring me in life. Man, I'm glad you said that. What a perfect word. Ivy says hi to Deb. Wolf says hi to Ivy. Nice to meet you. Optimov says, thank you. I am always helpful. You are always helpful and kind-hearted. This is why I appreciate you guys showing up each day. Ivy says, the Moon Wolf, right back at you. What's new, Ivy? Let's see. Deb says, well, caregiver is the toughest job ever, but very rewarding. It is very rewarding. If I could pass on one bit of advice to anyone who ever ends up being a caregiver for someone in any form, with any form of dementia, is erase the term I just told you from your vocabulary. Because someone with any form of dementia, there's no such thing as I just. There's no such thing as just. There's only right now. And you know what? You repeat something as lovingly and as kindly as often as you ever have to. Ivy says you do. My numbers are good. Ivy says if it wasn't for you at this point, I'd never make it. You know what? It's a pleasure. And through your channel, I've gotten to go to the cave. And I love my time, however long it might be. Some days it's 5 minutes, some days it's half an hour. However much time I get to spend there, it's truly, truly awesome. So I've mentioned that to Rich before, but feel free to mention again how much I really enjoy his channel. And yours as well, Ivy. I definitely, I say this to cruising is fun anytime when they go live as well. It's become part of my morning routine to sit and listen to those guys. But the same with listening to Ivy and Rich go back and forth. I actually, because I listen so much, I have you guys on the background. It's like it's in my mind now. Wolf says, I sometimes look at the things I say and I wonder who said that. It's a deeper wisdom coming through, Wolf. I think, and I see you do that often. I see a lot of deep wisdom come from you, and I always appreciate you sharing it. Deb says, that's awesome, Ivy. Ivy says, not a whole lot new, feeling not so great today. Hopefully tomorrow is better. I have been off all day as well. Actually, it started last night. Yeah, I hope you feel better tomorrow. Timo says, I would like to say goodnight. Good night, my friend. Thank you again. I appreciate you being here. Eric Point says he has to go. Everyone, another great live. Thank you for that, Eric. And Ivy says, I'll tell him that'll make him happy. Awesome. Yeah, I share him out, and I invite everyone to the party. Wolf says, blessing to Optimum. Ivy says, hi to Eric. Yeah, I think maybe I'll talk for another 10 minutes, and I'll call it a bit of an early night myself. Believe it or not, and I know my friends on the East Coast find it hard to believe, it's what, 6:10, 6:15? I will be in bed in about 45 minutes. Timo says good night. Good night, my friend. Yeah, I'm usually generally in bed, generally asleep by 7:30 every night. One things, one of the things I realized from my 30s, from the 90s, from the 1990s, when man, at 1990s, if I like went out, if I went to a bar before 9 p.m., it was early night. Usually my night started around 9 or 10, and then I just stayed up. I drank the entire decade away. There is no reason for me to be. There's no reason for me to be up after 7 o'clock anymore. Ivy says I'm just watching the clock. Just want to sleep. Eric One is saying goodbye and to hi and bye to Ivy and Wolf. Ivy says, "Oh my God, you're as bad as me." Um, yeah, I got a weird sleep schedule. Uh, I'm usually up 2:30 is like a little late for me. 2:30 in the morning. So I'm usually up at 2:30 or before. I think today I was up at 2:20. Deb says her boyfriend goes to bed between 7 and 9. He gets up when I go to bed. I'm a night owl, so there's no going back to sleep. From 12 to 3 a.m. to about 9 a.m. Many native traditions had what they were called, and this is across the world, not just Native Americans, two sleeps, where they sleep from when the sun goes down to the middle of the night, and then they are up in the middle of the night, and that's when it's storytelling time or copulating time or sort of a soft spiritual practices. And then they, after a few hours, they go back to sleep until dawn, until the sun comes up. A lot of magical stuff happens in those hours. The hours between about 90 minutes before the sun comes up to about 40 minutes afterwards in the yogic tradition is Brahma Muhurtai, which is the hour of God. This is what the Persian poet Rumi said, do not go back to sleep, that there are secrets. God is whispering. Jane Roberts, who wrote the Seth material in the 70s, Seth was what she called a non-physical entity, non-physical intelligent entity. Whether you not believe it or not, doesn't matter. Seth told her through a channeling session that all of us receive a wake-up call from God between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. And yet most of us hit the God snooze alarm where we say, God, man, it's awful early. I know this might be important, but can you get back to me in maybe around 7:30, 8 o'clock? Maybe after I have my coffee. But if we were to get up, spiritual traditions across the world tell us if we were to get up and simply ask for what we wish for, that's what Rumi says, ask for what you wish for, then because we're so much closer to the experience of God, we're never separate from God, but we're closer in experience to God. Let's see, Ivy says I'm trying to sleep and it's still light outside. Yeah, I got curtains drawn and drapes and all kinds of stuff to keep the light out. I really should get a mask. Ivy says, I agree. What do I need to stay up for? Man, I spent decades. I tell everyone that I was a social drinker, but I found every reason in the world to be sociable. I was sociable on Tuesdays. I was sociable on Wednesdays. I was sociable on Thursdays. I was always sociable. And I was generally sociable from like 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. in every bar. So I've seen what happens after 12. Meh, I'm not interested anymore. Our friend William is here. William, how are you? Ivy says hi to William. William says, I ask a lot, but I am of the idea that the Creator wants nothing to do with me. You know what? It's an interesting choice of words, that you are of the idea, which means it's thoughts. And if it's just a thought, then it's not the actuality of the experience itself. So, in the absence of that thought, William, what would the conversation be? In the absence of that thought, there would just be the unconditional love that the Creator of your experience, whatever word you like to use, there would just be that unconditional love. My cat's coming in to harass me. One of my cats is coming in to harass me. Jacob's here. Still, Jacob started us off. Let's get Ivy to 2K subscribers. Thank you for that. And hey, when you're there, watch some videos for a bit. Let's get some watch hours. We're going to hit the 3K watch hours. What did we say, by January? Jacob says it's growing to 100 subscribers. Awesome. And our friend Bumblebee T is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, T. Jacob says you're very welcome. And hey, by the way. Ivy says hey to Bumblebee. Jacob says it's got our sister to 200 subscribers. Nice. Ivy says Mikey headbutts very hard in the morning to eat. He's very aggressive. And I saw your aggressive little pug on one of your shorts. Did not like his, what was it, the tail? You poked him in the tail? Let's see. William says, if anything, it feels as though I have only called to be the opposite. But you know what, William? If you examine your words, it feels. And how we feel is based upon a thought. In the absence of that thought, what would the experience itself be? And anytime you add a thought, then it separates you from the actuality of the experience. As it says in the Course of Miracles that, words, thoughts, are simply symbols twice removed. Or in the Tao Te Ching, the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. So what we're doing here is projecting our thoughts and our feelings onto the Creator instead of allowing the Creator itself to simply be. Remember, Creator, God, love, always unconditional, always accepting exactly as you are. You don't need to bring anything to God. As a matter of fact, what we need to do is leave. Ask God, strip me bare, bring me to essence, bring me to authenticity, take away everything. Michelangelo was asked, how did he manage to carve David out of a solid block of stone? And his reply was, I didn't carve David. David was always in the stone. I just took away everything that was not David. He removed everything that wasn't David. He revealed David. That's what we ask for God. We don't need to ask God, what's in it for me? What can you give me? What can you bring me? We need to ask to be revealed the essence of who we already are. Let's see. William says, I appreciate the shout out. I usually stream on Twitch. And it being without direction, I don't invest much behind it, but I appreciate you being so kind. Yep, Jacob is extremely kind. Ivy says she's like sweet and sour. My two cats, I've only had them for 2 years. We got them when they were 10. They were sisters, black cats. Nobody seemed to want, and the person at the shelter was afraid that they might get separated. And I thought, you know what? I I don't like the thought of them getting separated, so we brought them here. Um, and they're surprisingly sweet cats. Took them a little while to adjust, but now they own the home. Jacob says, let's get Brother Mr. Yogi to 6K subscribers. That would be awesome. T says, battery issues. Can watch and listen on my phone, but I'm 1% on my tablet. But we're only going to chat for a few more minutes, I think. T says, love and peace to you. Oh, love and peace to you, T. Jacob says, let's get our brother Brian Lane to 1K subscribers. Man, I'd love to see Brian get to 1K. Brian most definitely deserves to be monetized. This is a young man who has been through the fire and has come out the other end and is using that experience to enlighten and help and serve other people. Jacob says, let's get our brother Leo to 400. And of course, the Burpee Reaper is another one that deserves to be at 1K. I think it's not going to be long until Leo starts heading in that direction too. So sometimes, William, I think our biggest mistake is that we approach God or whatever concept of God that we have, and we ask for change, but then we say, but not too much. Because to be stripped bare, the last thing the ego wants. But when we learn to see past those projections, and everything that we see in the world is a projection, when we learn to see with the eyes of love from the heart of love, the world most definitely changes. We are not the same ones that was originally looking out. William says to keep attempting to forgive my projections when I am at living-wise is not conductive to any positive environment for me. But is there the desire to no longer be in the play, the greatest protest of being there? But is then the desire to no longer be in the play the greatest protest of being bare? That's interesting. I think I need to take a moment to maybe try to unpack that. One thing is, you can't attempt to forgive. You can't attempt to forgive your projection. When you forgive, you forgive. However, that doesn't mean you stop projecting. It means that now you're starting. This is your practice. And we realize that, man, you're in the perfect place to practice because of your living conditions not being productive, or I'm sorry, conductive to any positive environment. That's where you need to be. And the proof of that is because that's where you are. I tell you what, if I can make a wish right now for you to be somewhere else, I certainly would. But you're in the thick of it. And man, if you can get it there, you can get it anywhere. I think a lot of the issue, William, is maybe overthinking. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? that I'm attempting to forgive. And we mentioned this earlier. Man, I think if, any one of our great, great teachers could just show up and whisper in your ear, the one word of advice would be relax. Just allow life to happen. And then just keep forgiving without um, any attempt to make anything out of it. Because the ego loves making things. Man, aren't I a great forgiver? Look how great I am at forgiving. No one forgives as good as I do. Or, conversely, with the shadow, remember the shadow is always that which we don't like, as well as the things about ourselves that we do like, but we can't accept. So we project it outwards. So the ego will always say something, aren't I great? Or, you're horrible. I'm a horrible forgiver. I'll never get the hang of it. And that's all judgment. And what do we do with judgment? Is we just forgive it. Forgiveness always puts us back at base one. And then, of course, we got another opportunity because right away another judgment comes in. We forgive something, we're at base one, and we say, man, I can't believe how long it took me to finally forgive. And we're off base again. So we forgive. Jacob says, it was an honor to be part of your live stream. Again, brother Mr. Yogi, great live stream. Thank you, Jacob. Very much appreciated. Jacob says, blessing to you all. Blessings to you, my friend. Let's see. Deb says, there's a place here where they do yoga in a lavender field. Very cool. Yeah, it sounds cool. Wolf says, hi to NY Debs. You missed her. Rome says, that is starting to help. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Hey, I can talk about this every day. So that's why I have my channel. Burpees are side fun. When I decided that I wanted to monetize my channel and actually do something, I wanted to talk about yoga. I wanted to talk about meditation. I wanted to talk about breath work. I wanted to talk about all the things from the Tao Te Ching to A Course in Miracles to the Bhagavad Gita, all the stuff that has been my companion through decades and decades of some pretty bad times. Let's see. Hey, a friend, MF Judson's here, dropping in to smash the like button. Thank you for that. Big salute to this community. Thank you, my friend. Always appreciate it when you stop by. And hey, excellent job today. For one, it was great seeing the content. And I knew as soon as it was up that it was just going to be straight up hard work. And you didn't disappoint at all. William says, my shadow has been the only thing I have fed. Which is an important realization, William. When you know that, now you can see what you want to keep feeding. Dretson says, I'm going to make some moves. Peace. While I make my escape. High speed camel. Awesome. I'm a big fan of camels, my friend. Team says, you look like the one white guy that works at Popeye's Chicken. That would be me. Team is back, and he's in rare form again. He wasn't feeling well the last time. I'm not saying he was hungover, because I don't have to, because he came in and said he was hungover. William says, good luck, Dredson. Thank you for stopping by. Absolutely. Jacob says, big salute to brother MF Dredson. You did outstanding today on your tune. Yeah, he did, didn't he? William says, Popeye's Chicken, that smell, it takes me back. Man, it's been a long time. Jacob says, let's get our brother MF Dreadson to 100 subscribers. Awesome. Hey, Richard, how are you? William says, do you find the look like comments offensive or funny? Well, I don't find them offensive, and they have to be funny for me to find them funny. Not all of them are funny. Some are just repetitive. I don't need to hear another bald joke. I know I'm bald. If you're going to come in and tell me a bald joke, can you at least be original? Can you at least be clever? There's not a bald guy alive who hasn't heard Mr. Clean. I get it. Mr. Clean. The bald guy. Yeah, I'm bald. Our friend Team comes in, and he's generally funny. He's also actually a kind-hearted person. Team says he have a very stay 300 yards away look. You see, that's what I mean about being kind-hearted. He could have said 100 yards. Instead, he granted me the favor of those extra 200 yards. Richard said he's good, and you? I'm doing good too. But William, here's the thing. Nothing's ever really addressed at me. I mentioned before, my power is my defenselessness. I have nothing to defend. What do you say to a bald joke? Nuh-uh. Take it back. And as I mentioned before, this stuff, it's not me. It's just simply an appearance. So how would I ever take that seriously? Now, I'm not saying I didn't take that seriously at one point, but when you have that realization that, one, you're not your thoughts, two, you're not your appearance, and three, you're untouchable. No one can say anything about the real you, because that reality is shared between all of us. Let's see. Jacob says 100 subscribers to Richard. Awesome. Ivy says, got to start my night routine. Have a great night, everyone. Ivy, thank you for spending some time with us. And please tell Rich I said hi and how much I appreciate his show. I'm actually going to say goodnight in just a few minutes. I do want to say, William, though, remember actually, I'm not sure if you were there when I talked about the headless way, pointing in this direction. I've never seen my own head before. I've never seen my own face before. Neither have you. Neither has anyone. We've seen reflections. We've seen photographs. We might have seen a drawing or a caricature. We've heard descriptions, but we've never seen it. If I look for it, what I find is an awareness, an emptiness. Where my head should be, glasses are coming out of nothingness itself. Tip of a nose, if I look very carefully. If I let my beard grow, I see a tip of a beard and a mustache, sometimes. But none of that's me. It's not coming out of my head, it's coming out of this emptiness. That's extremely freeing. When you realize everything's stemming from that absolute awareness, that absolute emptiness, life itself, just one big, great aware. And again, it makes you untouchable. No one can say anything that would ever affect me. It can affect my ego, but I'm not the ego. Ego is just an appearance within the vast void that is here. And one thing we know about this void, whenever you spend time there, is that it is unconditionally loving. Everything's accepted. Ivy says, will do. Thank you. Says night to Jacob. Wolf says, blessings, Ivy. Jacob says, talk to you all tomorrow. Night and blessings. Thank you, my friend. Team says, guys, relax. Just stereotypical jokes. No big deal. Guys, please, I'm not looking for likes. I'm not looking for subscribers. I know. You mentioned that before. Uh, Jacob supports everyone. 100%. Hey, I fully appreciate the fact that our friend Team comes here to practice his craft, refine his craft. And I fully realize how difficult it must be for Team to come here and look at an extremely handsome, intelligent, virtually flawless person and find something to come up with to be funny. It's got to be an impossible task. I can only imagine the hours he spends each day coming here to find something to, to throw at me. So I appreciate the commitment. I appreciate the talent. And part of that, I mean sincerely. The part about the fact that I appreciate Team showing up is very sincere. I do appreciate him showing up. Let's see. Wolf says I subscribe so that I know it's you, not someone using a name to cause trouble. Smart thinking, Wolf, as always. So I think with that, we actually ended up saying a little bit longer. Team says, that's very nice of you to say, even though you look like you scalped tickets as a Mumford & Sons concert. I'm actually going to take that as a very, very sincere compliment, as I absolutely love Mumford & Sons. Classic Mumford & Sons. My mom says, I was going to say, a buff Mr. Planet's peanut icon. Man, that was a good one. For one, man, you had me at buff. Mr. Planet is a peanut icon. That was funny, though. That was a genuine laugh out loud. Team is another one who has had me laugh out loud. Let's see. Wolf says, blessings everyone. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, my friend. William, you still have me laughing. Team made a comment, and this might have been a month ago, that whenever I think about it, and I do often, it still has me laughing out loud. And it was, you look like the Spider-Man version that was bitten by a regular spider. Warren says he said he liked nuts too, so I thought it was almost a line. This is true. It makes it all the funnier. Runner Boy says, hey guys, got here just in time, Runner Boy. Getting ready to say goodnight. Runner Boy has drawn some massive numbers to his live stream. Team says, see you later. Don't get so pissed off that you have to use silverware. Well, that's never going to happen. That is never going to happen. If I can't eat something with my fingers, I'm not going to eat it at all. Runner Boy says, yeah, posting it tomorrow. Can't believe I had 2K. You're hitting the big time, my friend. I'm going to be telling people I knew him when. William says, thank you, Yogi. And good night, Yogi in chat. Thank you, William. I appreciate your company. All right, guys. I'm going to say good night. Ended up saying about 20 minutes or more than I thought I would, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Thanks for keeping me company. Very much appreciated. I'll be around tomorrow at 5 a.m. If you guys aren't busy. I know for a fact that our friend Wolf will not be here at 5 a.m. I know that for a fact because Wolf has told me I will never be there at 5 a.m. Runner Boy says, okay, see ya, everyone. Take care, Runner Boy. However, I always appreciate Wolf whenever he is here, 5 a.m. or otherwise. So with that, say a big thank you for everyone who dropped by and spent some time with me. Very much appreciated. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Take care.